Good morning, y'all.
Y'all.
Y'all. Listen, it is. I know it's a little rainy outside, but all that means is that there's tears of joy being spread all over the place right now, and we are so grateful. And I got to tell you, I can't. I know I can't start naming every single person here and every single name because we would literally be here all day. And I think the sun goes down at 5 p.m. And I know folks got busy days going on. But I cannot stress enough how big this is for Prince George's County. And Madam County Executive, we are so grateful because this is a big moment. I cannot stress enough how big this is for the state of Maryland. But also, I can't stress how important this is for the American taxpayer. I can't stress enough how important this is for law enforcement. Because there's currently an FBI building that just last weekend had a piece of concrete almost hit a person who's working inside of the building. They need and deserve better, and in Maryland, we will deliver that. Now, I know that we're coming up on Veterans Day, and I want to give a happy birthday to our Marine Corps brethren. Hoorah, hoorah. And a happy Veterans Day to everybody else. But I know there's something in military that we learn, and it's a phrase that nothing given, everything earned. Nothing given, everything earned. And what we see here is this is a team that worked in unison. This is a team Maryland that worked together. And this is a team and this is a room who illustrated and highlighted the fact that partnership produces progress. And only partnership can produce progress. We're excited about this because this is the right decision for the country, and this is the right decision for the FBI too. And we know that because we are getting constant examples and reminders about the fact that we have to be able to move with a sense of urgency to be able to get this building right. That we're seeing across the country, we're watching an increased rate of hate crimes that are taking place in our communities, in our homes of worship, and all throughout our country. At a time when national security is changing and the national security needs are changing, and at a time when there is an increased focus on cybersecurity, at a time when access to affordable transit is not just a bonus, it is a necessity for employees in the modern workforce. And in this time and in this moment, there is absolutely no question that the FBI belongs in the state of Maryland and it belongs in Prince George's County. We have always known that we won on the merits. And actually, that's not just true now. That was true over a decade ago when the process began. We know that our state is going to benefit. This decision, this is going to bring over 7,500 jobs to the state of Maryland, will generate over $4 billion of economic activity. And this is going to solidify our state as the tech and the cyber capital of the United States. But we also know this, that in Maryland, the FBI is going to be more effective. That in Maryland, the FBI will be more protected. That in Maryland, the FBI will be more successful at meeting its national security mission. We believe in the FBI. We are proud to support the FBI. We are thrilled that the FBI is coming to the state of Maryland. And I say this to everybody in the FBI. We're excited to work with you. We're excited to work together with you. And we're excited to work together to make sure that in this moment, we're not just going to get it right, but we're going to make you proud as well. But I know in order to get there, We needed a champion. And we got our champion. We got our quarterback, the person who's been spearheading this for over a decade. A person who, if you ever get a chance to have a together, will come up in that conversation. He has been thorough. He has been diligent. He's been indefatigable. He's been data-driven. He didn't just help to make the argument. He helped to close the deal. We are so thankful that not only is Steny Hoyer ours, but we are so, so thankful that the future of the FBI is going to be in very good hands here in Prince George's County and in the state of Maryland. And that's because Steny Hoyer helped to get us here. I am proud. I am proud to turn this microphone over to the visionary and the architect, our friend, Congressman Steny Hoyer.
Well, that was a low-key introduction. I came just to hear the governor speak. Hello, team. Hi. Barbara Mikulski is not here, but Barbara Mikulski talked about Team Maryland. And although she's not in this room, she was there at the time that was critically important as we started this effort and moved it forward. I am so honored to be with the team because it was everybody joining together. Senator Cardin said, and we were just back in the room talking about it, everybody joined hands on this effort and had FBI on their forehead everywhere they went. The council, the county executive. Angela, thank you so much for the leadership you have shown in making this happen. Rashern Baker, where's Rashern? Rashern Baker. And these folks are all going to speak, and all of them played a critical role in getting us to this day, which is a victory, as the governor said, for the FBI. A victory for the FBI. And all the employees and all those extraordinary people who serve our country and whose mission is to keep our country safe and keep our people safe. And we're going to give them a facility that will be the best law enforcement facility in the world here in Greenbelt, Maryland. I'm proud to stand here, obviously. This is a huge victory. Bob Mueller, the director of the FBI, 14 years ago in 2009, came into my office. He said, our building is falling down. Our people are at risk who work here. The people who walk around our building are at risk. And it was designed for a law enforcement agency that no longer exists. We're in a new era. And we need a building that accommodates the way we do the work that we now do. And that's what this building is going to do right here in Greenbelt, Maryland. So this is an effort that was started by the director of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. And the result of the work that so many people have done in those 14 years is going to advantage the FBI and America because its mission is going to be better accomplished. The FBI needed a site in the region that was secure, affordable, and accessible, one suitable for the Bureau's crucial work. With that goal in mind, the GSA conducted a thorough, transparent, and objective site selection process. Team Maryland stood united throughout this process as we presented the facts and made our case for why our sites were the best choice for the FBI. There is no doubt in anybody's mind here, or I suggest you ultimately at the GSA, that an objective reading of all the facts led to the selection of the FBI headquarters at Greenbelt, Maryland, because it's best for the country, best for the FBI, and best for the people. Our effort was always bipartisan. I want to thank Governor Hogan. He's not here either. But Governor Hogan stepped up with all of the Democrats and other Republicans in this state and said, this is the place for the FBI. This is not a partisan effort. It was a bipartisan. I thank Governor Hogan for his. Each side, you're going to read some articles, but each side had an equal opportunity to participate in the consultations and make their pitch. And you would have been so proud of this team, led by our governor, joined in by all of us here, at the GSA and the FBI in making a presentation on the facts. No pressure, no this, no that, no something else, on the facts. And on the facts, they did what we thought they would do, chose Greenbelt as the site for the new FBI. They weighed the facts and found that Greenbelt is the most transit accessible, provides the greatest schedule certainty of getting this building done, costs the taxpayers less. By that much? By that much? Over $1 billion better buy for the taxpayer at Greenbelt, Maryland. This historic day for the FBI is the result of the cooperation and resolve of so many of all of us in this room and around this state. I want to thank Ike Leggett. Ike Leggett is the former county executive of Montgomery County. Montgomery County. At the very beginning, Ike Leggett said, this is the proper place for the FBI to be placed. I already thanked Barb Mikulski. Chris Van Hollen is going to speak. Ben Cardin is going to speak. I'm going to introduce Ben in a second, as well as our entire delegation. I should mention the Attorney General. He left our delegation.
But he came back.
But he's back here. And why is he back? Because he worked very hard to make this happen. And very frankly, he and I just about shared this whole district with Landover and Greenbelt. I also appreciate the tremendous work, as I said, that Governor Hogan did. But let me tell you, I won't mention his name, but somebody came up to me and said, you know, this was an unfair competition. I said, what do you mean? He was from Virginia, by the way. It's unfair competition. So I thought he was going to give it, he said, yeah, you had more. We had Youngkin. Just saying. Just saying. I want to thank President Ferguson and Speaker Jones and their colleagues in the General Assembly. Maryland stepped up to the role. I want to thank the mayor of this great city called Greenbelt. I want the Greenbelt council people to stand up, please. Greenbelt, Greenbelt. I want the county council to stand up.
All right.
Prince George's County. And I want us, the ones who aren't standing here, I want members of the State Senate and the House of Delegates to stand up.
Yes.
And I want all the rest of you to stand up because we're a team. Come on, stand up, stand up. This team was made up of every political group, every generation, every level of government. Together, we put Maryland's best foot forward, and it was good enough and great enough to be selected correctly as the site of an extraordinary law enforcement agency. I speak for all of us when I say we are eager to welcome the FBI to Maryland as soon as possible. I join the governor, the delegation, the governor and his team, lieutenant governor, the attorney general, the comptroller, all going to be working to make this the best move any federal agency has ever made. I'm proud of what we've done. And I thank the governor, and I thank all of you. Together we go further. Is that it? Something like that. And that's what happened here. And ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce you to a partner that I've had since 1966. When he and I were elected to the state legislature together with Paul Sarbanes. 1966, he went to the House, and I went to the Senate. I thought the Senate was the more important body. I've changed my mind on that. My friend Ben, who made such a difference in this success. Ben Cardin, our senior senator. Nice.
Stenny, thank you very much. You should know that my views have also changed about what is more important since 1966 also. And looking at the dysfunction of the House, I think I'm right today, so.
I can't disagree.
So it was 14 years ago when Stenny learned that there was a need for a new FBI facility. And he saw an opportunity. He saw an opportunity not only to get a facility that the FBI needed, but to do something in Prince George's County that was long overdue. This county was overlooked for many years on the types of federal facilities that we saw in the Washington area. Steny Hoyer decided that he would come up with a strategy to correct that and to bring the FBI to Prince George's County. Governor Moore, you're absolutely right. He is our architect of the plan to bring the FBI to Prince George's County. And as I said to this group privately, it would not have happened if we didn't have the unity of a team. A team at every level to make this possible. And I want to take you back a little bit because it started in 2011 when we had to pass a prospectus in the authorizing committees, and we've acted since that. I want to thank Anthony Brown for his help as a member of the Congress on the authorizing committee in the House of Representatives. And we wanted to make sure it would be fair competition, because we know that at times, if you don't get the authorization right, you're not going to have fair competition. And we worked to get the authorization right. And Steny, thank you for mentioning Barbara Mikulski. She got money put in the budget earlier to make this a serious effort early. Originally, we had $1.2 billion appropriated during that period of time, and Chris Van Hollen and Steny Hoyer have taken that charge on the appropriations process to make sure that stayed in and we had the right language to move forward. 2016, we thought it was over. We thought we would be attending a meeting like this in 2016, but something happened. Donald Trump was elected president, and his conflict of interest in regards to the Hoover building stopped the project. We didn't give up, Team Maryland. We thought we were going to win in 2016 because we had the support of the state and local government. Thank you to the President of the Senate, Speaker of the House, our controller. You put up the resources to make this a reality. Governor Moore, thank you for your leadership. County Executive Officer Brooks, thank you for continuing to make it clear that what is needed to be done to put the most best offer forward was always there. We had Team Maryland. And Stenny, thank you for mentioning Ike Leggett. We had the support of the regional county leaders that this was going to be a Prince George's County effort, because quite frankly, the prospectus could have been worded in a different way that enlarged the areas, that could have included more of Maryland. But no, Maryland leadership said it belongs in Prince George's County. We were united in that effort. So we're set back in 2016, in 2017 with Donald Trump. We didn't stop. The incredible effort of Steny Hoyer, of Chris Van Hollen, what we did in the appropriation process, Anthony Brown and Ben Cardin on the authorization process, we made it clear that not one dime would be spent on Pennsylvania Avenue, that the FBI needed a suburban facility. We kept the hope alive during the Trump years. Joe Biden's elected president. Hope is there. We get it back on track. We, again, with the help of Chris and Steny, we put together language in the appropriation process and in hearings in the Environment and Public Works Committee, go forward with the 3 locations in competition. We put it back on track. That's what Team Maryland did. We kept it alive. We knew that on any fair competition, it would not be close. Prince George's County would win. Steny told you the reasons why. Steny, it's the first time I've seen him as conservative. $1 billion is a conservative number. It's going to save a lot more than that. We know that. The Prince George's site is ready for development now. Virginia doesn't have that opportunity. It's going to be delayed a period of time. We know that. We got the best location for the mission. We know that. And it's the right thing to do, as President Biden has articulated the equity issues for those communities that have not been treated fairly in the past. So we're optimistic. Come September 2022, another obstacle thrown in our way. We saw the hand of the director of the FBI trying to change what should be a fair, competitive, open process to steer it to Virginia. We said, that's not fair. And once again, Steny Hoyer, Chris Van Hollen, I played a role in this as well, to make sure that the FY23 appropriation bill told, what did we tell GSA to do? Comply with congressional intent. That's what we said. Comply with congressional intent. We're the policy arm of government. So we got that passed. And then comes January 2023, we got a gift, Governor Moore. And we got to come up with a strategy overnight, literally overnight. He's still enjoying the inaugural ceremonies, and he has to worry about the FBI. And he does. And Governor, you came up with a strategy for that March presentation to GSA that was just made our case so clearly. Every one of us participated in a way that was overwhelming to the GSA to come up with a fair process. We'll compete, but give us a fair process. And we were able to do that. We knew we were going to win if it's a fair process. And it was either 2 nights ago or yesterday morning, depending on when we got the notice. It was a little confusing on the notice date. The GSA did what was right. It was a transparent process. Now, Director Ray's going to throw another hurdle at us. And we're going to overcome that. The decision has been made. The GSA has released all of the information on how they made the decision. Transparency. It's there. Take a look at it. It's not a close call. It's not a close call. Governor, we're proud to be on your team. Steny, congratulations. I'm going to tell you, the governor laid out what this means for Maryland, what it means for the FBI, what it means for, this is an exciting moment. And we're all proud to be part of this team. I say this frequently. This will be my Next year will be my 18th year in the United States Senate. You only get one senator to serve with in your state at a time. I've had Barbara Mikulski and Chris Van Hollen. What a blessing I've been to have two incredibly great partners. There's the critical subcommittee on the Appropriations Committee for the GSA. He has their attention. All he asked is to make sure it was done fairly. And he was successful in accomplishing that. I am so proud to have him as my colleague and friend, Senator Chris Van Hollen.
Well, thank you. It's great to look out at this wonderful room for the celebration. Let me start by thanking my friend Ben. Thank you for the introduction, but most of all, Ben Cardin has served this state and this county and this country so well. This is one example of many, it's a big one, of how he put his shoulder to the wheel to help deliver for the state of Maryland, Prince George's County. Thank you, Ben Cardin. And this is first and foremost a great day for the men and women of the FBI and the mission of the FBI, so they can continue to do the important federal law enforcement work on behalf of the American people in a secure setting and a setting where the ceilings are not literally falling down around them. And it is a very great day for the state of Maryland. Governor, thank you for jumping right in, helping pull that all together in terms of our presentation to the GSA. You have helped lead us as we head into the final round here and now get this final decision. Governor Moore, thank you for all your good work. To Prince George's County, Madam County Executive. Madam County Executive, thank you. Thank you for your leadership, Rashawn Baker. Thank you. The baton was passed smoothly. Everybody was on the same page, and it is really a great day for Prince George's County. And to the great city of Greenbelt, Mr. Mayor, thank you all for what you've done. You have been there for this process. And of course, as others have said, the person who really kicked this off 14 years ago, representing Prince George's County, Steny Hoyer. Thank you, Steny. Thank you. Thank you. He has been the through line here. Now, let me just say that the decision that was made is a final decision. This is a final decision. We have been at this for over 10 years. There is no going back. We are going forward. The FBI headquarters will be built here in Greenbelt, Prince George's County. Now, it was mentioned that many, many years ago, my amazing predecessor, Barbara Mikulski, began to put aside money for the future of the FBI. Because of that, and working with Congressman Hoyer and others, and the money that we put in since I've been in the Senate, we now have $1 billion set aside as a nest egg for the FBI building. That $1 billion is ready to go. Last year, we worked to add through the appropriations process $375 million, and in this year's fiscal year 24 bill, the Senate bill has another $375 million for the FBI. We need to make sure we fight to keep that there, and we will continue that fight as we go forward. Now, let me just say a word, as Senator Cardin did, about the comments by the director of the FBI. And I first want to read the quote from the GSA administrator, Administrator Cardahan, who said, quote, that she's disappointed that the FBI director is now making inaccurate claims directed at our agency, our employees, our site selection plan, and our process. I'm going to be a little less diplomatic. It is absolutely wrong of Director Chris Wray to impugn and question the character, the integrity, and the independence of the site selection administrator. She's an expert in the field of real estate and transit. She's a public servant, and she had a distinguished career as an Army veteran as we work toward tomorrow and Veterans Day. Now, it has always been true that the director of the FBI worked to undermine this process. As Senator Cardin said, when they came up with this new criteria a while ago, it was clearly lopsided. And you can find numerous public statements about how the director of the FBI himself wanted to stay exactly where they are in their current headquarters in D.C., which, as we all know, is falling apart. That's on the public record. So it is really important that we keep the focus on getting across the finish line. I will point out that in 2014, earlier in this process, there was a panel that was convened by the GSA that decided not to recommend that we even consider the Virginia sites. GSA that recommended that we not consider the Springfield sites for a whole host of reasons. That panel was overruled by the Site Selection Authority based on a difference in judgment.